I had a friend that he was telling me, I think you're a pastor in your heart. And I was like, no, I don't like people. And he's like, sometimes you just love people and sometimes you're just gonna like them, but you're always gonna be there for them. And that's your heart. And I was like, we'll see. We decided to come to Rosetown Church. It was quite a process, actually. The first time that our superintendent suggested Rosetown, I laughed at him and said, Rosetown, are you kidding me? And he's like, pray about it. I was like, no, I'm good. My kids are heavily involved in soccer, so we wanted a place where they could be close within an hour of soccer, and we wanted a place where we could, set down some roots. I applied at other churches and nothing, and like, well, let me look at Rosetown. So we started digging and found out how close it was to Saskatoon, and it fell within the 1 hour. And it was actually a program that my kids were already participating in. And even though Rosetown was 3,500 people, it serviced close to 10,000 people. So it was a good fit. So we threw our name in, and like a whirlwind, kind of like getting married, it was very quick, and within 3 months, we were here pastoring. So we have this giant green water tower, which is in Rough Rider green, because we're in Rider country. And on it, it just has the Saskatchewan Rough Rider logo. But people drive by and they come and look at it. And then we have a sign on the corner of our building that says Rosetown Community Church, and it says loving God by loving people. They'll oftentimes stop in for a coffee and just visit and say, hey, we're new to town. We saw your sign, tell us about it. And so it's a great opportunity just to tell what we're about here. So pastoring, I think, is never easy. And as a family, you always go through challenges, ups and downs. And I've discovered, I guess, that there's a lot of pressures on ministry families of being this illusion of perfect. And we're anything but perfect. It was really hard to find that balance of life. We were always running this way or that way with either, sports for kids, being business, the church, and separating church from my spiritual life and our family's spiritual life and aspects of that, and not needing to always be there at everybody's beck and call, and trying to figure out what is important and what is not important, how to prioritize that. So yeah, before going to Kerith, I didn't know how to do that. As a family, we knew we weren't taking proper rest. We weren't taking proper care of ourselves. We weren't taking proper care of our family. We put everybody else's family above ours. And we had a family of people that were hurting and sad. And, we moved them away from their grandparents to bring them here, and then they lost their grandpa. And, we brought them here and they lost all their friends. But that didn't matter because we had this job to do, right? And we kind of put the family and the kids on the back burner, for lack of better words, and put the ministry as the top priority. And I've seen far too many pastors, their kids walk away from Christ after they graduate or after they leave home or even partway through that. And I was not willing to let that happen in my family. It's funny, when we went to Kerith, as we started communicating, as we started to talk, I gained understanding about the triggers that were happening in life and not even knowing what was happening. So it was things like being tired all the time, feeling that anxiousness, snappiness, feeling like I was done, and just feeling like, like, God, where are you at times? Like, there's those moments. And I think as we went there, as we spent the time there, and as we understood, it was just where I was at in life, and it was where I was at spiritually and emotionally, and all those pieces coming together, and how I wasn't taking time for me with Holy Spirit and in my life and my prayer life and my devotional life, that I needed to spend time with Him and just listen to what God had for me and speak and minister to me as well. I think from sitting with Mary and Marshall through all the sessions, because we get those one-on-one sessions with them, was really great, because it allowed me time to reconnect with my wife And because you're busy going multiple directions and outside of the Sabbath with the family, we needed to remember and prioritize each other. And we had time when we were at Kerith to go on a picnic lunch and to go tour the area and just to go for a drive and just talk and reconnect with each other on that level of just communicating. It's something that, we were busy with the kids always, and remembering to prioritize some time for each other and strengthening our relationship, strengthening our marriage, and just having those opportunities to have that communication that maybe we weren't having for a couple of years because we were so busy worrying about everybody else. When we came back from Kerith, it was, they explained Sabbath and the importance of it, and we took basically every little crumb that they gave us and we brought it to the family and we explained Sabbath and rest and putting your family in priority and dealing with things that need to be dealt with and loving your family. And Sabbath was a part of loving our families. We get done church and we go home and it's rest. It's not a day to work. It's not a day to do anything at home. It's a day to spend time with the family, to go for a walk out in our field, out in the pasture, take a walk in the dugout or in the trees, a day to spend time in our pool, just a time to just rest, be together, and through that rest and being together, connecting it back to God and how we can be more effective for God and listen to Holy Spirit for the rest of the week. And it's been neat to listen to our kids talk throughout the day about just what they learned in church that day, or what's really been inspiring them and what they want to do for the week, and to spend that time not worrying about other people or other things, but just our family. And there's challenges to really build that balance with Sabbath too, because people expect, it's Sunday, so you're the pastor, so you got to be working. And no, it's important that my people know that that's the day for my family. And I had a better understanding of what I needed in order to not just run in 15 different directions, but be able to prioritize and to communicate with my board here at the church and communicate with the people if they're like asking me hey, I need a meeting. Everything's not a fire and an emergency that needs to be dealt with now. So it allowed me the tools to even talk about that. So they got back their pastor that started here, that had that fire and that passion and that excitement. They got back a guy that was focused, and I think that made a big impact for them. They knew I was here, and they knew right from the start that I was here for the long haul. I think if I had to say something to any pastor in Canada and North America that was wondering, is it worth going to Kerith Retreats, or what should I do? Take the time, invest in yourself, have your church invest in you to go, because they're investing in themselves as well when they invest in that. It changed our lives, it changed our family. It gave us tools to be able to know what to do. And I would strongly recommend people to go to Kerith Retreats. The staff there are second to none, and I love the fact that even after we're done at Kerith, that we still get to touch base with them from time to time and be encouraged, be prayed for, and to know that there's somebody out there that loves you and cares for you and wants to talk to you and hear what's happening, and you can be vulnerable and honest with them.